What's up everyone? Today we'll break down the ideal dose for a really exciting molecule in the anti-aging world called NMN. For the first time in human history, scientists are finding molecules that can extend our healthy years on planet Earth. Plus, not only are they finding these molecules, but they can measure the response to different dosages of these molecules, which is epic. So in this video, we'll briefly go through what NMN is, what the ideal dosage is, and what I'm personally going to do with this information. So by watching this video, you'll give yourself the best chance of taking NMN safely, you'll boost your energy levels, and you'll turbocharge your anti-aging mechanisms. And if you like this video, please do smash that thumbs up button. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm. And just like last week's video, there's a giveaway worth around $70. So stick around until the end to find out who last week's winner is and how to enter this week's competition. So let's get into it. So for those of you new to the channel, welcome. We'll briefly go through what NMN is. Now to figure out what exactly NMN is, I need to go through what NAD is. Now I'm sorry for all of the acronyms, but hopefully it will all make sense soon. So NAD+, it's a really important molecule for a lot of enzymes in our body, specifically a group of enzymes called sirtuins and PARPs. Now sirtuins are epic enzymes. They can help reverse DNA damage, lengthen the telomeres at the ends of our chromosomes, and reduce our overall levels of inflammation. Epic, right? So as Dr. David Sinclair, one of the leading researchers in the anti-aging field explains, think of NAD+ as the fuel for the sirtuins. So without the NAD+, the sirtuins, they don't have the fuel that they need for their activation, not what we want. And the problem is, as we age, our levels of NAD+, so our fuel, go further and further down. And this decrease in NAD+, has been linked with a lot of different diseases. So cardiac and cerebral ischemia, Alzheimer's disease, diet and age-induced type 2 diabetes, and obesity, all of which are linked up to the deficiency of NAD+. So it's this decrease of NAD+ that we're trying to reverse by taking NMN. But you might be asking yourself, why don't I just take NAD+ directly? Well, unfortunately, NAD+, it's a really large and bulky molecule, so our bodies struggle to absorb it. So if we take NAD+ as a supplement, it will just pass straight through us and not have any effect on our cells. Not what we want. And that's led some people into taking precursors. So precursors are molecules that you can take in, that your body can then absorb and turn into the molecule that we actually want. So in this case, we can take NMN, our body can absorb it, and then convert the NMN into NAD+, so we can fuel our sirtuins and our PARPs. So in a nutshell, that is NMN. NMN is a precursor to NAD+, and NAD+ is the fuel for our sirtuins and our PARPs. So let's have a look and see what dosage we actually want to take of NMN. So scientists became really excited about NMN when they could see the effects it was having on mice. So in mice, NMN treatment significantly improved both NMN action and secretion. It protected the heart from ischemia and reperfusion injury. It maintained the neural stem cell population and restored skeletal muscle mitochondrial function and arterial function in aged mice. So scientists could see that it wasn't just theory anymore, that by giving NMN to mice, they were making a huge difference. The trouble with this though is the dosage that they were using. And I'm quoting now, "We next administered NMN at a dose of 300 milligrams per kg of body weight to mice orally." So that is a huge dose, 300 milligrams per kg of body weight. So if we took an average 75 kg person, they would have to take 22,500 milligrams to have the same dose. Now that's just ludicrous. To get good quality NMN that's third-party tested for purity and heavy metals, you're looking at around $5 per gram. So to get 22.5 grams, you're looking at around $112.50. That's a huge expense every day. Luckily for humans, this isn't quite the case, and it all comes down to a concept called volume of distribution. Now, volume of distribution, it sounds complicated, but it's really not. So volume of distribution is defined as the apparent volume into which a drug disperses in order to produce the observed plasma concentration. So all this means is that for larger organisms, they can have a lower dose that they take in orally to get the same effect in the bloodstream. So for mice, they need a much higher dose compared to what we do to get the same boosting effect. So on the basis of weight to surface area, the conversion between human adult dose and mouse dose is a factor of 12.3. So if we just do some simple math, Starting with 300 milligrams per kg, if we divide 300 by 12.3, we come to 24.39 milligrams. So if we times the 24.39 milligrams by 75 kgs, we come to 1,829 milligrams. So to get the same effect as these mice, it's around 1,800 milligrams of NMN. But hang on for just a moment, because that 1,800 milligrams, it's not the end of the story. So with all drugs and supplements, there's an idea called the therapeutic index. Now again, this sounds complicated, but it's really not. So the therapeutic index is the perfect window to get the effect that you want. So too little of the supplement or medication, there's not going to be an effect. Too much of it, and you're going to become toxic. You're going to be taking too much of it and causing damage to your body. But in between that, you've got the therapeutic window. That's the key that we want. So we need to find out what is this therapeutic window for NMN. So to do this, we need to find out the dose where NMN becomes toxic to humans. And luckily, we've got a trial that looks at this. So this trial in humans gave doses of 100, 250, and 500 milligrams of NMN. They did blood analysis, including complete blood count, liver and kidney function, glucose levels, lipid profiles, and amylase levels. They found that the single oral administration of NMN did not cause any specific deleterious effects in healthy men. So that's awesome. We've got some human data that looks at NMN, and it looks like up to 500 milligrams, it looks to be safe. But hang on, because can we boost the NMN dose even higher? So let's have a look and see if there's any other trials that can help us. So unfortunately, there's no other trials looking at NMN, but there's another precursor to NAD+, called NR, and there's a lot more trials for this one. So let's have a look and see what this trial of NR shows. We conducted a randomized 8-week placebo-controlled trial with 3 doses of NR in overweight but otherwise healthy adults. So they tested 100 milligram, 300 milligram, and 1000 milligrams of NR each day. Across all 4 groups, so including the placebo group, there were no serious adverse events or reports of flushing. Moreover, the type, incidence, and severity of the adverse effects were similar across the different groups. So based on this data, it looks like NMN is safe up to 1 gram every day, so 1000 milligrams every day. But hang on, because again, we're not quite finished yet. That trial of NR, it was only looking at an 8-week period. We don't have any long-term data yet. And this is a really key point that I do want to mention to you. We're on the bleeding edge right now of the anti-aging world. So we don't know what's going to happen to our bodies in the long term. So yes, we've got data that shows that NR and NMN looks to be safe over an 8-week period, but we don't know anything longer than that. There could be some other effects that we just don't know about. So I do want you to be aware of that risk. And as soon as there's more long-term data, I'll be sure to make a video to update you. So make sure to subscribe. So what do we have so far? It looks like NMN can be safe up to 1 gram every day. But again, we don't have good long-term data about this yet. And at the 1000 milligrams every day, we're still under that 1800 milligram per kg dosage that the mice studies were using. So we've still got some room to grow. So hopefully there will be some more trials looking at long-term data with NMN and also at an increased dose. Because anything that we can do to further boost our NAD+ levels safely is a good thing. So I really hope this video helped answer for you everything you wanted to know about the ideal dosage with NMN. I have previously made a video looking at the side effects of NMN, which you can check out here. So please let me know and see what you think. And one of the side effects in that video that I talk about is an idea called methylation. Now again, methylation, it sounds like a scary word, but it's really not. So a lot of our body's processes uses methylation. So this is just where a carbon atom surrounded by 3 hydrogen atoms is attached to a molecule. So this is really important in creating neurotransmitters, antioxidants, switching on the right parts of our DNA. The problem is, as we start boosting our NAD+ levels using NMN, we can be drawing from this valuable methyl pool in our bodies. So some people, including myself, have turned to molecules which are called methyl donors. So all this does is that it replaces this valuable methyl pool to make sure that we're not drawing away from that methyl pool for all of the other really important processes. So personally, the molecule that I use is called TMG. So with all of this data about NMN, what am I personally going to do about NMN and its dosage? Well, for me personally, I can't afford NMN. It's around $5 every day for good quality NMN. So I've still got a massive medical school student loan. So I can't afford the NMN. I'm taking a different precursor called niacin. And again, I've made another video on this explaining niacin in detail, which you can check out over here. One day when I can eventually afford NMN, I'll be taking NMN at 1 gram every day, and I'll also be taking niacin. So I'll be taking both at the same time. But please let me know down in the comment section below what you're going to choose to do. Are you going to take NMN to boost your NAD+ levels? And if so, what dosage are you going to take? Now coming to that competition. So congratulations to Timothy Farrow for winning last week's competition. So he won some NMN and TMG provided from ProHealth. So luckily for us, ProHealth have stepped up and want to do this competition again. So they're giving away some NMN and TMG worth around $70. So to enter into this competition, please make sure to like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment. And just like last week's video, because I'm sure it will come up with the comment section, I'm not affiliated with ProHealth in any way, and I've not received any donations from ProHealth either. So you can be sure that I'm going to remain unbiased. So I hope this video is really useful to you, and until next time, thanks very much.